Well, I don't know. I don't think in those terms necessarily. I may have used those words to describe my younger self, but I don't think about being rebellious. I don't think about anything like that. I follow my heart, but I try to these days I try to use my head first, and then first with the head, then with the heart. So however, my ultimately my love for skateboarding is a passion, and it really starts in the heart. So that's always been my guiding light, is just my love of skateboarding. Skateboarding itself, not the business of skateboarding, not brands, not companies, but the act of riding. People have given me a hard time via you know writing it online or whatever, or saying it behind my back, or thinking certain things about me as far as not having a loyalty to the companies I've worked with and whatnot. Well, I'm probably the most loyal guy that's ever come through this industry, in the sense that I've given every single company I've worked with my all, given them my heart and soul. But ultimately, my loyalty is to myself and to my skateboarding, and you know that if you have a problem with that, it's not my problem. you know. I I've always been a sort of a all around type of skater, although I consider myself a skateboarder, period. Although what I really relate to and understand is street skating. Street skating to me is skateboarding, in the sense that uh, street skating is wide open. Anything's possible. Unlimited possibilities. Ramps are two walls. It's back and forth. Street skating goes anywhere, everywhere. I love skating ramps. I love skating bowls. I love skating skate parks. I love it all. Um, my mentality is one of a street skater. Even if I'm skating a ramp, I approach it as a street skater. I don't feel like I skate ramps like a ramp skater necessarily. Um, I don't think it's important to skate everything. I don't believe like I don't say skate everything. Oh, you don't skate that, you're not a real skateboarder. No way, man. If you like doing manuals and that's all you want to do, thumbs up. If you want to just skate ledges, cool, man. You know, if you want to just skate flat ground, you want to do freestyle even, cool. You want to ride a longboard, cool. You want to slalom, you want to go downhill, you want to ride pools, cool. I'm down with all of it, man. If it matters to you, if it speaks to you, if it's where you're coming from, it's what you relate to, I'm all for it. I don't really, I am the last guy to be an elitist as far as what type of skateboarding anyone does. If you're on a board and you enjoy it and it's your passion, then I think we're all on the same team. My favorite skateboarders these days aren't necessarily pro skateboarders. They're people who have become active in their own communities to grow skateboarding, to contribute to skateboarding, um, just out of the love of doing it. They're not asking for anything in return. They're just giving of themselves because they love skateboarding. They're not pro skaters, but yet they're getting skate parks built. They're they're encouraging and nurturing new skaters. You know, there's so many guys. There's so many people that ride skateboards that do so much for skateboarding. They get no credit, no attention, and they're not asking for it. They're only doing it because of their love of skateboarding. Um, I feel like that's what pro skaters were in the 80s and maybe even through the 90s. But most pro skaters that come up today, young skateboarders, their focus is elsewhere. Their focus is on themselves. Their focus is on their sponsors. Their focus is on having a career and making a lot of money. Their focus isn't necessarily on sharing skateboarding, growing skateboarding, representing skateboarding. They're just looking out for themselves. I feel like I grew up with some heroes that set a certain tone. You know, in the mid '80s, people like Lance Mountain, Neil Blender, these guys, they created a culture. You know, they made you feel like you were a part of something special, a subculture. You had an identity. And I think the pro skateboard world, the industry today, doesn't do a good job of that. It's just supply and demand. It's just products. And at that time, it was something so much deeper. And now when you're a kid, you're coming up, you're really good. You get sponsored, then you get a manager, you get an agent, you get people in your pocket, people in your ear. You get you got to go here, you got to do this, you got to do this, you got to do this, you got to their focus is just elsewhere. So some of the most important people in skateboarding today aren't even professional skateboarders anymore, and I think that's pretty interesting. And I've found that my heroes in skateboarding these days are just are people you may never hear about, but they're really contributing a lot.